Adults, I'm going to need your help on backup music here because we started this song last week, and this is our second week of the same story. Do you remember the name of the guy that we started learning about last week? He had a funny name. His name was Balaam. Okay? Yes, Balaam, and the story of the what?
Talking on.
Very good, very good, very good. So let's see if we can remember that story, and we're going to go ahead and sing it. Come on in, Deborah. Good to see you. So we're going to see if we can remember it, and we're going to start at the beginning and go through the verses, and we added another verse this week because there's more to the story. So the song begins, "Oh, Balaam was a man of God, faithful from his youth. When God's voice was in his heart, he always spoke God's truth. Balaam had a donkey, the donkey had attitude. The donkey talked and talked and talked when Balaam was being rude. Oh, Balaam had a donkey, oops. Oh, Balaam was a man of God, faithful from his youth. When God's voice was in his heart, he always spoke God's truth." Now, there's another verse, and we're going to go to the next verse. And this tells more of the story. And the second verse goes like this. How does it start? Give it to me. The king had an army. It prepared for war. It prepared. I always mix that up. Help me out here, all right? The king had an army. It prepared to fight. But no, God gives us other ways to work, to do what's right. All right, listen again. That second verse is this. The king had an army. It prepared to fight. But no, God gives us other ways to work, to do what's right. All right, back up at the top. Oh, Balaam was a man of God, faithful from his youth. When God's voice was in his heart, he always spoke God's truth. Balaam had a donkey, the donkey had attitude. The donkey talked and talked and talked when Balaam was being rude. Oh, Balaam was a man of God, faithful from his youth. When God's voice was in his heart, he always spoke God's truth. The king had an army, it prepared to fight. And no, God gives us other ways to work to do what's right. Verse one more time. The king had an army, it prepared to fight. But no, God gives us other ways to work to do what's right. Pray one last time. Oh, Balaam was a man of God, faithful from his youth. When God's voice was in his heart, he always spoke God's truth. Very good. Okay. So you remember the story last week. That Balaam, the king, remember the king? And the king wanted Balaam to come and curse the army, the Israelite army. And so Balaam rode his donkey. And you remember what the donkey saw? An angel. And so the donkey stopped. And then the donkey turned around and said to Balaam, "You're going the wrong way. You're being bad. You've got to do what God wants you to do." So then he went on. All right? And that was the story of the talking donkey. Well, that's where we pick up the story today. So what happens next is this. So that God tells Balaam, go see the king. Go see the king, but only do what I tell you to do. Okay? So he goes to see the king. And remember, there's a big army out there. And the king's army is back here, right? And they were looking at going to war. And the king said, Balaam, I want you to curse the army of the Israelites. I want you to say bad things about them. And the king asked him 3 times. And 3 times, Balaam said, "No way, man!" Because God told Balaam to say, "No way, man." So Balaam said, "No way, man." The king said, "You're out of here. Get out of here." So Balaam left. And then you know what happened? The king got his army. And there was the Israelite army here, the people of God. And they had a great big war. A big, big war. And guess what? The king's army lost. Because God wasn't looking out for them. And so they lost. And so the story is kind of got to do what God wants us to do. Now, see, I don't always remember stories sometimes, so I need your help. And we're going to see if we can sort of bring this story to life. We already looked at the donkey part of the story, but now we got the second part of the story, the king and Balaam together. So the first thing I need, actually, is I need a king. And I'm wondering, Evan, if you would be my king. Isaac, and I knew that one. We talked about that earlier, but I want to give you another shot. Isaac, would you be my king? All right. Sarah, would you be my king? Hannah, would you be my king? All right. Stand up, Hannah. Stand up. All right. There's your crown. And good. King needs a good sword. There's your sword. Will you please go up onto the king's perch up there? Now I need a Balaam. I need a Balaam. Matt, come on up. You're Balaam. Yes, you are Balaam. Now, what? No, Balaam is just another guy. Balaam sometimes gets cold when he's traveling, and so this is Balaam's sort of cloak. All right. Right up here, Balaam. Now, you remember, in this story, we got Balaam, we got the king, and then there was the Israelite army, and then there's the king's army. So we need some armies. We need some armies, right? All right. So all of you, Aslan, you want to be in on the army? All right, come on up. All right. So we need some army. Stand up there, grab yourself a helmet, grab yourself a weapon of war. All right.